Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm officially recording, just so everyone knows. Just on my own computer though. Did Louis leave? I love Louis. He's like, she's recording. I'm out. Um,
I'm eating.
Share my screen. Okay, I gotta share my other screen. Share. Then I gotta get to that screen and change my view.
Oh, and you know what? I didn't mean to cut people off, but it was only myself and Louie and Wendy. I don't know if anybody else has anything going on. And Marie, you didn't share about your house. So I just want to make sure that we didn't cut anybody off before you present.
Oh, for updates? Yeah, well, my presentation's not gonna take long, so we could totally talk about
Do it.
updates.
Okay. After. Okay, that's fine. I just didn't mean to cut
No.
anybody off.
Yeah, no, we'll go around because I still want you to get back into the accountability. So we can do like updates and accountability at the end.
Okay. I'll forget.
Thank you. Okay, so let me go back to share mode. Hopefully that works. I feel always like a little bit weird when I'm using the two monitors. I'm like, I have to talk to this monitor, but the presentation's on the other monitor. So if I'm not looking at you guys, that's why. Oh, although hopefully you're all seeing my presentation and not seeing my face anyway.
We see both.
You see both? Okay, cool.
Well, the big screen is the presentation, but then you're in the little screen off to the side.
You got my face in a little box?
Yes.
All right, then I guess I'll try and look at the screen. All right. I wrapped up last year with a very similar presentation. And I think it's just a good way to end the year every year. So we'll make this an official, I guess, tradition to end the year with some goal setting and time blocking for the upcoming year. So that's what we're going to go over a little bit today.
We just did this presentation in my team meeting today.
Did you?
Well, that's it works.
But it didn't include this one, Mia, which 2020 goals and create a vision board. These are actually two vision boards, one that I recently did with Mia and the ladies. And this is my one from last year. So I literally have two of them side by side, and I'm laughing because I just took a picture of them. Like, this is my blue paint in my bathroom, but they're literally hung like directly across from my shower so that I literally see them every day when I'm in the bathroom. So I think it is important to do a vision board and actually put it somewhere that you're going to see it every day. And then for me, and I guess I'm going to probably talk about this in the next slide anyway, it's all about like what's inspiring to you that you put on your vision board, right? You know, for most people in this group know, you know, that I'm into like acting and singing, and sometimes I try and be really good about my fitness. I don't always succeed, but then, you know, there's just some people that inspire me and motivate me and some good sayings. So if you're interested in what, I know some people get really like weirded out about creating a vision board and like they don't know what to do or don't know what to put on it, but they're really easy and fun, and just get as creative as you want and listen to 80s music with your girlfriends while doing it. Right, Mia? Sorry, I could see you off on the side too, Mia, and I was just thinking about that day when we did our recent vision board. Okay. So I think the most important thing to think about when you're looking at your goals for next year and what you want to put on your vision board and how you're going to do your time blocking, like I like this little visual, you know, life right down the middle, like, but what's really important in your life, right? How do you balance your family, your career, what you want your future to be? And I've probably played this for you guys before, but I love it so much. And I just watched it today for the first time since last year. Dang it, hold on. It's popping up on my other screen. I have to move it so that I'm sharing. Hopefully you have all seen this before. or not. I don't know. Either way, it's really good. All right, we're going full screen.
We all have this one life to live. A fleeting shadow amongst all that exists in this vast universe. We have the ability to accomplish anything, truly anything, if we use our time wisely. Is this jar full?
Do you want it render a little?
Can you hear it?
And is it full now? And how about now? Is the jar full now? Yes. Yeah, it is.
Okay, wait a minute. Can you guys hear that?
No, it blanked out really bad and you froze.
Okay, so I just realized that there's a way to share the computer sound. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but I'm gonna click that on and we'll go back a little bit.
Jar full?
Only a couple minutes.
And is it full now?
Yes.
And how about now? Is the jar full now?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
My favorite word.
Now, I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. Golf balls are the important things, your family, your friends, your health, and your passions. The pebbles are the other important things, your car, your job, your home. And the sand is everything else, it's just the small stuff. Now, if you put the sand in the jar first, you won't have room for the pebbles or the golf balls. The same is true in life. If you spend all your energy and your time on the small stuff, you won't have time for all the really important things that matter to you. Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Take care of the golf balls first, the really important things. Set your priorities, because everything else is, it's just sand. Yes?
Professor, what does the beer represent?
I'm glad you asked. It goes to show that no matter how full your life may seem to be, there's always room for a couple of beers with a friend.
Okay, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure with the computer sound if that meant that then you couldn't hear me. Anyway, hopefully you guys could hear that. I'm actually gonna take the YouTube link and I'll put it in the comment box as well, so that if you didn't hear it before and you want to, you can find it. Let's see, that's if I can find the comments while I'm in full screen mode and sharing my screen. I don't know if I can do that. Where's the chat box?
Down at the bottom, isn't it?
No, it's weird when you're in screen mode. Like screen sharing mode.
Hover over something and sometimes it appears. Like just hover over the corners.
All right, I'll find it. It doesn't matter. I can do it at the end. Okay, admit Brooke's joining us.
Yeah, she just was sending me a thing, so let her in, please.
Yes. Oh, see, participants now came up on this on a side screen. Why can't I find? No. Okay. Anyway, all right. I hope that the sound actually worked and you guys were able to hear that video, because I just think it's really important as you're trying to figure out what your next year's goals are going to be, or doing an exercise like time blocking. It's like, what is important to you, you know, and think about those big things, not just the little things that sometimes we end up worrying about, you know, or binge watching TV or other things like that. So for me, this is where I prioritize myself. So hopefully, let's see, is Brooke coming in? Okay, it still says that Brooke is trying to join, so we'll see how that works. And I think it's totally on my side. I just got a little pop-up that says your internet is unstable. So I apologize if I'm breaking up, guys. Brooke, are you there?
We are. Sorry.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thanks, Liz.
I got your back.
So you guys didn't miss anything important yet, so you're good. We're just talking about, you know, setting up some goals for next year. I showed some examples of some vision boards that I've done in the past. And then before we really get into goal setting and time blocking, I really wanted to just talk about, you know, how to prioritize the big things in life. So I played a quick YouTube video, and I'll put the link in the comments so you can watch it later. But basically, I mean, I'm laughing because I made sure that you guys were on here. My weekly huddle family right here. You know, this is a priority for me, obviously. You know, we're here each week, just helping each other out and learning about what we're all doing in our investment business. But I think as you're, you know, looking to 2021, especially after 2020 has been such a difficult year this year for so many people in so many ways. And it's, you know, what is really important in life. And we all know that we want financial freedom and we want to own real estate. And that's why we got into Fortune Builders, but there's always a deeper why, right? And that why, and actually a lot of people call it your why. I actually like to call it your who, because I think that when you really boil it down, it becomes who is in your life. More than any other reason. It's, you know, your why is usually driven by your kids, your parents. You want to be able to take care of your parents when they get older, or you want to be able to take care of your kids and send them off to college. It's financial, but it's more about the who is really in your life and the people you spend your time with. So as you're thinking about what your goals are going to be for 2021, and you start looking at actually breaking down some time blocking, like keep this in mind that you really have to prioritize where you're spending your time. So for me, you know, it's family, friends, the different seminars that I'm attending, my health. And you'll laugh because back last year, my 5th one on here was travel, but obviously travel didn't happen a whole lot in 2020. So for me, 2020 has been a lot more about learning, you know, getting on more Zoom meetings and webinars and reading a lot and getting into audiobooks and taking advantage of having more time, that you're not always running around and doing all the things you'd hope to be doing, but you can utilize that time, right? And set some goals around that. And then these are my crazy kids helping me shop for one of my Airbnbs, guys. So it's all about who you spend your time with, right? But then one more thing before I get into the spreadsheet for time blocking specifically is, you know, also think about where are you wasting time? You know, me and Kevin were just talking about this earlier today. My husband's finally binge watching Game of Thrones. He never saw the show years ago when it came out, but you know, there's some nights where before we go to bed, we end up watching like 3 episodes. And when you think about it, you're like, that's 3 hours of my life that I just spent binge watching TV. Like, was that really the most effective use of my time? And listen, sometimes you need that after a long day and you need to zone out, and it's okay to sit on the couch. And I'm not saying, you know, we're all perfect and nobody does that, but definitely think about it. And, you know, is this a habit that you can't break? Because it's become such a habit, such an addiction. You know, you see people all the time posting up on Facebook, like, who's got another show for me to binge watch? Like, it's coronavirus, you're stuck at home, you don't think about anything else. And then you get into like this really, what could be a really bad habit, you know? So just be cautious of that, you know, or how often are you on your phone? How often are you checking on your Facebook? And I mean, especially again, this year, the political posts, you know, what are you watching? What are you listening and really like engaging with on social media? And is that an effective use of your time, or where you really want to be spending time? So, you know, we don't always want to admit it, but we get into bad habits and do things that we shouldn't always do, or that are not so useful. So just be aware of that.
You know, I was on a call last night and I shared this with you earlier today, and I didn't realize that, but you know, think about the word distraction and what word is in that word, and it's traction. So you can have distraction, or you can take out the dis, and you can have traction to get you moving on a forward direction. And that's what we have to remember, because I mean, we're all distracted by all kinds of stuff. I mean, literally, I was just on a call last night with this same thing, and that distraction can really take over our lives. And most of the time it's our phone and those other things, but you know, the phone, the distraction of the television or whatever else. But I really like that, taking that dis out of there and just taking the traction and moving forward with that. So I thought that was good.
Yeah, and that's one that I haven't heard before. So I kind of like that analogy of those two words.
You're muted.
Don't forget action, Liz.
True. See, she didn't even bring
there too.
So you have distraction and you have traction and you have action. So that word's actually might become my new favorite word. One of them. Yeah,
That's a good one, Bill.
I'm paying attention, just letting you know.
Okay, good.
No, I love it. Yeah, and then this is a spreadsheet that I have in Excel. So this is nothing fancy, but I believe I've posted it in the Weekly Huddle Facebook group before, but I will post it again after this meeting just so it's easier to find for anyone who wants to play with time blocking for themselves. I know every year when I put this on the board, especially, well, last year, I think Liz about had a heart attack and fell off her chair and was like, oh my God, that just looks too busy to me. That's daunting.
I just wanted to know when you went to the bathroom. You didn't even have time for that in there. It's like, crap.
No bathroom breaks, guys. No bathroom breaks in life. But no, the funny thing is I actually worked on this today to update it, to show you guys, because I was like, okay, where am I? What is life really looking like for me, even in, you know, the crazy coronavirus of 2020? And I have to say, I'm not, spending as much time in the morning, waking up early as much as I used to. I've kind of fallen off that habit a little bit. Especially because I just had coronavirus, for any of you who didn't know that. And so I was completely exhausted and wiped out for a couple of weeks. So
You're alive.
I am. I'm alive. I'm alive. But that's, you know, I definitely, it's my goal to get back into that routine and that habit, because that 1 hour in the morning that I would really sit and kind of do the Miracle Morning, for anyone who has read that book, The Miracle Morning, it's a great book. Awesome. Good. Kevin's giving me the thumbs up, so I know that he's read. I actually have a copy here too of they did The Miracle Morning for families. And like getting your kids involved, and the kids used to come in here with me too and jump on the trampoline and everything. We do little circuit training with the kids, so it's definitely, you know, a habit that I gotta get back into. But right now, you know, just early morning with the boys, having their breakfast, and then depending on the day, whether we're getting ready for school, I'm laughing, Liz, because your name is actually on my calendar because I literally have blocked out every Tuesday and Friday for us to get together.
No, I see that and I appreciate that, but I think you need to change the word job to something else that's more fun for you. I mean, because I know that's not. So maybe that's another hint there. Put fun things in there instead of J-O-B.
Well, that's why it's in there like that, because I don't want to be there much longer. Right now, it is just a J-O-B.
It can be your
Don't-
smarticle time.
Don't want to get excited about it. I want to leave it. But I hired a BOOKKEEPER. Yeah, that's my fancy spelling right there. I got a bookkeeper now so that I can get my finances in order so that I can leave my JOB. So anyway, that was a big goal for me this year, by the way, everyone.
Good job.
But yeah, I mean, this probably is kind of not very fun to look at. I did put a couple of colors in there just to highlight certain things that are fun for me. But this really is what my week tends to look like. You know, my husband and I play in a pool league on Tuesday nights right now. We've been doing date night every week on Thursday night. I have the weekly huddle on there, time blocked with you guys. And, you know, our church on Sunday mornings, sometimes I volunteer. So I'm at the church for double duty. So it's a couple of hours. And then, you know, every other week, I usually try and get my mani-pedi, which I haven't since COVID. I was sick with COVID and my hands look like a mess. Liz was yelling at me today. She was like, girl, go get your nails done. That was actually yesterday, right, Liz? But typically, you know, on Sundays, that's my day when I like to go food shopping and do some bulk cooking, or kind of thinking about my meals for the week so that I don't have to freak out and take a long time to cook. Or you can ask my brother-in-law, Kevin. I just cook frozen foods all the time. He's very impressed at the fact that we can take foods right out of the freezer.
Everything. She throws it in the cryogenic chamber.
He's like,
Absolutely
Chris put frozen steaks on the barbecue and cook them from frozen straight on the grill. And I'm like, yes. And it's genius and it works. And they come out moist and delicious. So all those people that think you have to get your steaks up to room temperature, it's a farce.
You took a whole chunk of sausage today and threw it in the pot and it was cooked in 10 minutes.
Yep. But no, I really do take that time to kind of, and dinner with the boys, that's a big thing for me, you know, in the house. I try and eat dinner with my kids as much as I can. We can say our prayers and do that. You know, one thing that I've again go on and off with, but these real estate social posts on Sunday night, I like to sit there and on Facebook try and, you know, schedule 3, 4, 5, 6 posts for the week that go straight onto my business page, and just use the Facebook scheduling tool that they have right in there. So I'll go on a couple of, you know, news websites and kind of see what's going on related to real estate or whatever, and kind of schedule those. You know, so this is a lot of my outbound, you know, some of my outbound marketing right here. But just taking the time to make sure that you do it, you know, consistently every week. So I feel like when you look at this, like Liz said, sometimes you can be like, oh my God, when do you pee? Obviously there's pee breaks in all of these days. But it is kind of nice to just wrap your head around it and realize, like, where are you spending your time? Where are you wasting time? You know, for me, it ends up, instead of going to bed at 10 o'clock, I'll go to bed at midnight and I'll binge watch a little bit of TV over here. Well, that makes it a lot harder to have this hour in the morning, you know, the next day. So, you know, I have to balance and be cautious about how much do I really need to let my brain zone out at the end of the night when I really want to get up and have a good morning and efficient next day. So this
is really useful.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally what my time blocking calendar looks like. And like I said, I have this in Excel format, so I will post it in the group.
Excellent.
You know, one thing that might help, if that seems overwhelming, instead of like take the job word and put it once and then just, know that it's all the way down. Because that looks like, for me, that's super busy, but I don't know. So maybe
you
if
can definitely just use that same color and just have the word once. For me, it was easier to just kind of like copy and paste the same thing and then just drag it down the line, and then it just automatically rewrites the word.
But I think that's why I tease you about when do you go to the bathroom, because I was like, crap, oh my gosh, look at all that. But I think that's why, because there's so much verbiage in that. So, but I like it.
Yeah.
Marie, can I say something?
Hey, Vin, I finally can hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a bad reception. I'm like, I got to get on this call. So first off, I hope you're doing well, and I didn't know you had COVID. Secondly, I'm glad to see I'm not the only nut job in this group here, because my calendar looks the same when I've shown it to people. It's like, holy, they just walk away. So it works. It helps. It's obviously discipline to try to stick to it. It's easier said than done, but I think that's definitely what helped me move my needle forward is doing just that and sticking to it. Because, just doing it and having it there makes you feel all warm and fuzzy. But if you're not doing anything with it, then what's the point?
Yeah. No, that's true. So definitely what I try and do is once I update it, because I do try and look back on it like every 6 months. I don't even wait till next year and just kind of see what am I actually doing? Has anything changed? I mean, obviously for mine, I went from my boys being in school and me dropping them off a half an hour earlier to now being online school and getting stuck where I'm signing them into Zoom and doing all this stuff. So my work day is a little bit different. And, there are things that always change and adjust. So it's good to kind of go back every quarter or every 6 months, whatever's comfortable for you, and check in on it. And then, like you said, Vin, it's also about the accountability, because then it's like, okay, I created this. I sat down one day and took an hour, right, to try and time block, but now am I using it? So it's good to check in on it and print it out, and literally print it out and slap it right up on your computer, like behind your computer screen or wherever in your office, and have a copy of it that you can look at every day along with
agree.
Yeah, right. So along with those vision boards that I showed earlier. So Brooke, I'll share my screen again just for Bill and Brooke, since you guys missed it, and I'll show you my pretty vision boards. But this is another big thing for me, is with with my annual goals, is creating vision boards. So I try and do a vision board each year. These are my last two that I created. This one on the left was from 2018 going into 2019, and this is the one I just did a couple of months ago here. So these are literally hanging right on the wall directly across from my shower. So every day while I'm in the shower, I can look through my glass door and see.
Are you showing them? Because I don't see anything.
Oh, did it not go
We
over?
saw it.
Okay, no, hold on. I think I started, hold on. It hid the little screen in the background. Okay. Now is it sharing?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, again, this is a vision board from about 2.5 years ago. And this is one just from a few months ago. But they literally hang right over each other in my bathroom. And I get to look at these every day. So this is where I have to focus right now, getting back into my morning fitness routine. But yeah, this is just, I like to do vision boards once a year. And I think this is a good time of year while you're looking through those, or while your kids are looking through those toy magazines that come for the holidays. You can get your own adult magazines and start clipping out all the things that inspire you.
That could be scary, what you just said.
I shouldn't say adult magazine. I just realized it as the words came out of my mouth, Liz, that I shouldn't say adult magazine.
Okay, but you know what else? You can print stuff off. You can go onto the internet and just print pictures off too.
You can create also like vision boards virtually, like, or like create one in Canva.
On Canva.
And then it as your background on your computer, so every day when you log into your background, you're looking at, whatever inspires you. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
I know, but
Marie.
Marie, let's talk too real quick about, last year you, Mia and I were in the car on our way to Ignite, and that was such a great time because we got to spend 4 hours and 4 hours before the event and then wrapping up after the event. And you and I came up with that. Well, we all came up with that. What our goal, like our theme for the year, and that was our focused implementation, and that was our theme. And sure, we kind of got derailed a little bit on that with the COVID stuff, but we really did implement some stuff. And that was just kind of that whole theme for the year. And I've got, said to you, we have to come up with a new theme.
Yeah.
Year, like what's our next year, writing on that. So
Wait, what? Mia, say that again.
Intense focused implementation.
Intense.
Yeah, without COVID.
Without COVID. No, but Liz, so it was focused implementation was what we had for last year. And then what were you saying for this year? What you were like, oh, they're too similar.
Yeah, they are very similar. Let me get out here.
For 2020. Because we did it December 2019.
Effectively execute.
Effectively execute.
Ooh, the other one. So, and then you just think about that. I mean, those were kind of our, but anything, but 2 words. Huh?
It was like our aha moments at the end of the year. It's like, we need to, I think our whole car ride home from Ignite, we were like talking about a million different things that we've learned and all of the different seminars that we all went to. And when we came up with focused implementation had to be our goal or our words for 2020.
Our theme, yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to kind of get a new theme for 2021. But
okay. And so on both of those things, so I want to dive a tiny bit deeper because me and I we just did Tony Robbins last weekend. And then I know she listens to him a lot too. And, so then you go down, so you have your schedule out for this is my schedule for the day and my week and my month and my what. But then you go into the to-do list versus the outcome of the day. You can have a to-do list and feel great about it because you can check off things, but at the end of the day, what's the outcome you want to have accomplished? Or the phone call or this meeting that we're on now? What do you want to have the outcome to be when you're finished with that event or that task or that duty or that whatever you have to do for that day? And so I'm really trying to think about that, like, instead of all these little things I have to do, what's the outcome that I need to accomplish? Like, what's the major, the big rocks, the big golf balls he had in there that I need for that day? And then those other little things that I need to do to get to that outcome kind of just fill in there instead of being like, oh, look, I cleaned my desk off. Oh, I can check that off. Oh, I made the kids lunch. Oh, I can check that off. Instead of these little, at the end of the day, did they have a good lunch? Did I, get through my emails, and did I get my desk cleared off, or, the pile of inbox things I had to do? And so what's the outcome versus the to-do list? And I really like that view. Like, even on a phone call, like today I had to meet with my contractor. What's the outcome I want from the meeting by the time I'm done with it, so that now I feel accomplished? So that was it. I don't know, Mia, if you have anything on that from what we just went through, but.
Have you ever read the book Eat That Frog?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a book about prioritizing your time and getting the most efficiency out of your day. And the big theme of eat the biggest, ugliest frog first thing in the morning. The thing that you need to do that's going to take the most effort, because from that point it's all easy things. Those little things like organizing my desk and prioritizing everything in ABC order. Those are all the little teeny things that take up your time and your efforts, and they distract you from the most important things that you have in your day. When you make a list and prioritize your day, you got to figure out what's the most important thing, what's the thing you're dreading the most, and what, if you accomplished, would you feel the most successful if you completed it? That thing you should do first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I agree. What was the name of the book again?
Amazing book.
What does it say? It again? It cut out.
It's called Eat That Frog, like num num num.
Yeah.
Eat That Frog.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
one
put
of the
that.
best books I ever read, and it's about prioritizing your time and how to organize your schedule to be in the most efficacy that you could possibly get out of your day.
I wonder if that's
because
where they
you
got the
tend
name
not
for those gyms. Eat the Frog. There's gyms called Eat the Frog.
Really? Is
Oh, there
I didn't know
are?
that.
Yeah.
Where are they? Are they here?
There's one in Desert Ridge. There's one in Scottsdale. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool because that's it. I mean, a lot of people dread that. That's their dread, which it doesn't have to be, but eat the frog, go get your workout done.
Yeah, when you get first thing you wake up in the morning, it's a fresh new day. The stresses of the day haven't affected you yet. You're at your optimum peak performance. Go conquer that thing that you've been dreading to do.
Yeah.
Go do that thing that you know you need to do. Even if it
Yeah,
takes you 3 or
get it
4 hours
done.
in the beginning of the day, you know you needed to do it. It was going to take a lot of stress. You do it at your most energetic state, which would be the first time you start tackling tasks. Once you get that done, then it's all cakewalk. It's dessert from that point on. Then you can organize your desk at the end of the day and do your whatever those things that everybody distracts themselves with.
Right.
Either that or by then you're like, fuck it, I don't even need to organize my desk because it ain't that
Or you can
important.
delegate or delete those things.
Not important
Like I said,
anymore.
if you
I
can
don't
delegate
care.
or delete something and they can do it 70% as good as you might as well delegate or delete it. But
Yeah.
the things that have to get done, get them done. And it
Oh.
gives you a system on how to do it.
I'll piggyback on that. And one of the things that they talked about in the Tony Robbins event was we do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. So if we're tackling the things that we would typically avoid throughout our day, if we do that first, it's more likely to get accomplished because there's a physiology within us that will actually avoid it, which is really funny because I don't know if have you guys read The Emotion Code, Marie or Liz?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, Tony Robbins suggests this book called The Emotion Code, which is currently changing my life again. And I'm not sure how much I believe everything, but it's a lot of energies and stuff like that. But there's a test in there, which Tony Robbins kind of does in some of his stuff. But it's about the way your body, like if you were to stand up, and this is a very brief explanation, but it's kind of a really cool thing in regards to the way your mind works. If you were to stand up and close your eyes and stand still, and it's called the sway test, and if you say something true or good, like my name is Mia, or talk about world peace, your body will naturally sway towards it. You physically move towards it. If you say something negative or false, your body will physically pull away from it. That's completely outside of your control. It's just the way it is. Physiology. And I haven't done the sway test part of it, but there's other little tests that he does. And so far, all the little tests actually work, which is kind of crazy, but it makes me want to try some of the more extreme things. But I've really noticed that you really do physically, there's a natural physiology in your body moving towards things you like to do. So Liz, you told Marie to get rid of that JOB word. And sure, you may not want to go there every day and you want to lean other ways, but if you don't find happiness in the JOB and create it as a good thing, then it's going to be hard to overcome it in order to move on to the next big thing or the next good thing in your life. So that's just a little snippet of the emotion code if you have any interest in the energy like that, and also find the good in everything in order to fix and do and accomplish. So
Is it The Emotion Code written by Bradley Nelson?
yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm actually buying a copy right now.
I found it. I've listened to it in audiobook, and then I actually got it off Libby has it, but you can't. It's through the library and the Libby app, which is amazing.
Oh yeah, for anyone who hasn't downloaded the Libby app for your phone, by the way, it allows you to listen to audiobooks free through your local library. So whatever library you get a library card from, it literally just looks up your local library and will give you access to it. I mean, you can also like schedule a pickup for, I think, a hardcover book at your local library, but it gives you access to, like, for us, it gives us access to the Phoenix library. And then there's audiobooks that are on there, and you can place them on hold and listen to audiobooks completely for free.
Is that Libby by Overdrive?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
Getting that right now too.
Yep, Libby by Overdrive.
The only bummer is they make you wait like it's a hard copy book. Like you don't just get to.
Sometimes, yeah. I'll put that one in the comments too. So I'm just gonna say this because I think Gail doesn't have audio, and he wrote a direct message to me asking, do you also map out how many calls it takes or et cetera to get to X amount of homes sold per year? So I guess anyone who's into KPIs, which is perfect that you just gave me the thumbs up, Mia, because I was totally going to let you talk about that. Because honestly, with the real estate stuff that I do on the investment side, I don't keep track of KPIs as far as like how many offers have I made to make a deal, and then how many hours do I need to spend on the phone to make those calls, to make those deals. But I would think that Mia, your team probably sets you up.
But real quick, Marie, that will become a big priority for us. I think we will start tracking that. So we'll have a good answer soon.
Yeah.
It is really important to track, because if you can't track to see where you've been successful, then you're not going to continue to do the things that have led you there. So I know, like with us and with what we do, we're working 18 different avenues all the time, whether we're working on a referral base or like for me, I work with my groups. So I have my off-road group, I have my investor group, I have my sphere of influence, my girls group. I have all these different groups that I'm working with. So they made us evaluate today in all of the transactions we've had in the last 24 months, where have all of our transactions come from? And of course, when I went through, I was like, oh, I guess I'm surprised to see who's sent me referrals and who hasn't sent me referrals. And so not that I'm going to get rid of the people who haven't sent me referrals yet, but there may be somebody who I'm not going to focus as much on building that relationship or gaining if I don't see the benefit. Where if I've received referrals from somebody, obviously I'm going to want to build that relationship more. And the same thing is going to go with you guys and what you're tracking. If you're sending out mailers and you're knocking on doors and you're doing Facebook ads, but you don't know which one of them are being successful, there's no point in continuing to do the same thing over and over again if it's not working. So yes, if you receive something, track it. Know where that lead came from, know if it's going to benefit you. And even if they're haven't created a actual sale yet, still know what you're getting and where it's coming from, so that you can decide if it's worth putting your time and energy on. Because I know every single person in this group, and I know we don't have very many of us here, but every single person in this group is looking towards different avenues or different areas or different resources in order to gain their properties. So it's important to know what's working for who, because it's not always going to be the same thing that works for everybody.
Yeah.
So yes, Gail, track it.
Okay, good. Hopefully, Gail, you heard that, even though have us on mute.
We're recording it, so we'll tell him which part to listen to.
He said thanks. All right.
Okay, yay.
Good. I'm tracking the chat boxes over here. Yeah, and in the chat box, so I did put the link to the YouTube video, that little quick 2.5-minute video that I showed about, just the what are those important things and those big golf balls for your life, because that's one of my favorite little videos to just really put life in perspective. So I put that link in the comments. Bill and Brooke, I know you missed it earlier, but Liz had put earlier in the comments a link to a training that's going on this weekend that includes a bunch of heavy hitters in the real estate community, some ex-fortune builders and wholesalers and stuff, and it costs $49. So if you have the time and you want to look at it, I think it's a 3-day training. And then I put the names of some of those books. So I believe Eat That Frog, The Emotion Code, and then Libby by Overdrive was the app that we talked about. So that's all in the comments in case anybody's looking for it. Oh, Wendy's about to unmute. No. I see when I see you lean in and touch, I'm like, oh, Wendy's about to talk.
No, I was scrolling in the comments. I don't see where you put the names of the books.
I don't either. Did you accidentally put it to private?
Yep. I accidentally put them to private because Gail was texting me. So sorry.
Yeah.
Put that back.
I was going to say the same thing.
Okay, good. See, this is why I'm glad that I said it so that then you can tell me, no, Marie, you didn't do it.
I like
Well,
that.
I was just going to copy and paste them into the Facebook page.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so I have a quick question. Is anyone, I mean, I don't know if we can continue on with that, but is anyone doing the virtual Ignite?
Yep.
Wendy, you are. Okay. Are you and Louie both doing it together or separately?
Together.
And I asked that because Maria and I had this conversation today because, you know, you have to buy the separate tickets.
Right.
And then I almost like just only turned in one and kept one. But then whatever one I kept, like Scott couldn't go to a different class or I couldn't share, like, you know, it has to be whatever I pick, I think. You know what I mean? Like when you go there, you pick which meeting you want to go to.
Right. So
I would think there'll be multiple things going on at the same time.
yeah, I was going to ask you guys if anybody had seen like an agenda or a schedule or, you know, like.
Well, I just see who the speakers were going to be and stuff. I'm assuming it's.
I've seen that too, but it's like, you know, when is that? Is that start next Friday?
No, it's the 14th. It's the weekend. It's the teens weekend. What?
Yeah, I think it's a week from this Friday.
The 17th. No, right, or the 10th. The 10th through the 13th.
I think it's the 10th. Yeah.
Yeah, the 10th. So another week.
They used to release an app that you had all the speakers and the schedules on it too, like a couple of weeks ahead of time. I would be expecting to see that soon.
Yeah, I was out there on the site yesterday looking for some sort of agenda or something, you know, because I know they, at least in the past, they would have multiple things going on at the same time. And you had to choose what you're going to attend. I'm assuming they do the same thing. I don't know.
Well, and so will you give us an update then? And it might not be until January or when we come back, but will you kind of do like how you felt it went? And that, I mean, because of all these weekend things, I decided not to do it. We turned our stuff in for next year.
All right.
And it's not their fault. I'm just frustrated, you know, and it's like this. I just want to be with people. These whole weekends.
You have no idea how frustrated I've been.
I know, I'm sure. And so so if you could give us an update on that and what you saw. I mean, I really love Les Brown. I'd love to see him. I don't know when he's speaking. And then, you know, the other guy from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful or whatever. I mean, he's going to have some good stuff, but just as the whole.
Yeah.
I just hope I'm able to, you know, like get my money's worth out of it. It's great that we have this technology that we can continue to meet and learn and all that, but it's not the same, obviously.
No, it's definitely sorely missed.
Yeah, you know, but you know, I'm still, you know, new enough at this that I need the, you know, as much information as I can gather, even if I've already heard it. You know, sometimes it's like, yeah, I've heard that before, but it didn't make all that much sense the first time I heard it. So I need to hear it again.
Well, because at Ignite, you know, they're only hour-and-a-half classes versus
which I really like.
Quicker, you know. But yeah, if you don't mind providing us with that in the new year, just what you felt in that and what you learned, and you know, especially if you get to see some of those. It's always the dynamic speakers that I miss too, you know.
Well, give me those names again. I will make sure that
So Les Brown. And what's Mr. Wonderful name? Well, Mr. Wonderful's name. What's his name? That dude from Shark Tank. Anybody know, the bald guy? I know they're their two main speakers.
His name is Kevin O'Leary.
Kevin O'Leary, that's right.
Thanks.
Yeah. And I think he's like Sunday morning, which I thought was kind of weird. And I don't know when Les Brown, but Les Brown's going to be dynamic. He's a motivational. He's good.
Okay.
He's good. He's funny. And I don't know if his daughter will be there, but she's good too. She's really good.
Okay, I'll make it a point to catch those two at least.
Yeah, and then I guess like Liz, I think is just looking for an overall like you know just how the event actually goes, and like let us know, like, are you picking different, are they going to actually have multiple speakers happening at the same time and you're going to be able to pick and stuff? I don't know, just give us a little bit of feedback on how the event goes afterwards. So just keep it in mind while you're.
Well, I think they've already done some of the boot camps that way. And I just think that, for however long things are going to go that way. And so how it works,
Yeah.
So, it'll be good.
Okay. So Liz, do you want to pull up the accountability and we'll go through the accountability board and let people give some updates. I know it's so old. That's why we have to pull it up. But then it's good because then everyone can give us updates on what they've been working on.
I think with that too, and this might be hard for people right now, but if you have something like even what your next year's thing is, like, and it's funny because after, the first year I wanted to say, oh, I'm going to do 15 homes and I'm going to do this. And then I realized that that number shouldn't necessarily be realistic of what it is, because then you're trying to fill a number and it's like, then I have a $800,000 home versus, oh, sure, I'll take 12 $150,000 homes or, that. So I don't think that methodology is necessarily realistic, but if you have something that you're thinking of next year, that is kind of what you want to put on there, because literally this is from September, people. That's why I say it's so old. It's bad.
Our accountability is,
we've had almost 3 months. Hopefully we did whatever we said we were going to do in September.
I know. So Mia had to get off the call. And so I'll tell you, she's first. And the funny thing is coming soon ad complete for Vermont. And she's not, that's sold and gone.
Oh, she wrote computer died. That's funny.
I know. I saw that. And so Wendy, and you had, that your house was sold. So, okay, you're still here.
We're closing it Friday.
I know. So that's good. Rochelle's not on here. Janice's not on here. Sheila's not on here. Deepa's not on here. Schedule out marketing for REI. And that's mine. And Marie and I have definitely done a very good job on that. We did get that going. It's not that it's been super successful. We're told to F off a lot, but we get replies. Who else was on here? Gail, did you ever get with Shelly Smithenson up in Flagstaff? And she's the fortune builder that we had directed you to for something. So I don't know.
We'll wait to see if he.
I know, so he can do that. And so Marie, yours was get more leads, marketing, and making new offers. And we've definitely, well, you can answer that, but we've been marketing.
Yeah, well, we've been marketing a lot. And then, we made a bunch of offers and got Palm. So that was my goal really back then, was to get another property under contract since we were selling. Which we actually had 2 properties under contract, and then one of them.
Oh yeah, tell them that story. That's a good one.
So this is a good one. So we had a pocket listing from an agent. So an agent that I've worked with in the past called me up, and it was another agent that she works with that was getting a listing that was not going to do well on the MLS. So she just said, do you want to make them an offer? It was in Scottsdale. Liz, what were the cross streets again? No, that wasn't Scottsdale. That was Acadia.
Yeah, but it's 52nd Street and Thomas?
North of Thomas and Arcadia. Yeah. So it was a very nice area. It was a corner lot. It was right across the street from some $1 million homes. So we got it under contract for 475, I want to say. Our plan was to actually initially we talked about adding a master suite, then we talked about doing a second floor addition. By the end, when we actually were gonna close, we had decided we were gonna scratch it and do a whole new build. And the new builds, you know, we could get over $1 million. So long story short, the son of the owner came and started to try and get some kind of like litigation going, saying that his mom was not of sound right mind, that she shouldn't have been under contract to sell her house. But meanwhile, this lady's like in foreclosure. She's behind on her mortgage, gonna lose the house anyway. But the son really did not want his mom to sell the house, thought that this was a bad deal. He said, I'm going to catch her up on her mortgage. I'm going to put money into it, do whatever I need to. So the son, whose girlfriend is a lawyer, got on the phone with my husband and was like cursing him out. It was a little bit of a shit show. But Chris is super nice. He's always very respectful when he's talking to people. And he's just like, listen, if you don't want to sell me the house, just give me back my earnest money and, you know, the money that I've already paid the architect to start the plans, and we'll walk away. You know, we're not trying to get one over on her. We made a fair offer based on the condition of the house. So it went back and forth, and they agreed. So they ended up cutting us. He's like, well, how much do you want to get out of it? And we had about $5,000 as an escrow check. So Chris was like, well, give us $10,000 and we'll walk away. And the son was like, fine, money's no object, we'll do it. And so they didn't even like talk us down or come back and say, no, we're just going to give you your escrow or anything. And then like 3 days later, I literally meet the girlfriend, the lawyer girlfriend, at the title company, and she's handing me a release of contract letter that has to be notarized, saying that we're both agreeing a mutual release of the real estate contract, and that they're giving us a $10,000 check out of escrow. Wait, what?
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet. I'm like, I literally was like, I kind of like wholesaled a property from the mother to the son.
Yeah, where was the son the whole other time? She's like, I don't know.
Liz was asking me all these questions. Like, I don't know why he appeared like 3 days before we were supposed to close and say, no, my mom's mentally unfit. She shouldn't sell this house. Like, it was crazy. They had hired movers. Things were supposed to happen. And her son just showed up at the house like the day the movers were coming and was like, no. So he put a halt to the whole thing, but we made $5,000.
I think, again, that's the importance of this group and sharing these kind of crazy things.
Are you keeping an eye on that? Oh, I'm sorry, Liz.
Yeah, and actually, no, Carla, that's a good question, because the funny thing is the girlfriend who was like the lawyer who was kind of cursing out my husband, honestly ended up calling him back and saying like, oh my God, this is like, don't hang up on me. I'm so sorry. Because my husband was face to face with the son. And I think the girlfriend was on the phone. So he was like listening to the girlfriend yell through the phone. And he was like, are you kidding? Like, he looked at the guy and was like, I'm not going to have a conversation with you with somebody yelling at me through the phone. Like, hang up the phone, let's talk. And then the guy called back the girlfriend to say, oh no, this guy is like a really nice guy. And, you know, was willing to work with us and do whatever we wanted. He was willing to walk away from the contract, blah, blah, blah. So the funniest part about it, Carla, is when I was at the title company and I walked in the front door, the girl that I didn't know who she was, but she's hugging the title agent, who's Helena, by the way, Liz, who has been at plenty of our groups. So I know the title lady personally, and I see this lady hugging her, and then I walk up to her and give her a hug. And this is the lady who's there to give me a check, knows the title lady. Anyway, we ended up telling her that if anything changed in the future and they wanted to sell the property, to just contact us directly instead of even going through the real estate agents. So I said, if he decides he still wants to sell his mom's house in the future, and he doesn't want to go through the real estate agents, we'd still be willing to make an offer and, look at this property, blah, blah, blah. So we actually made a very good connection out of it.
And that's the huge thing. See, rapport, build rapport.
Nice.
And be respectful. And how can we be helpful? And that is so huge. And keeping, and Chris keeping his cool when she's freaking, like losing her stuff. So, I mean, just the building the rapport, because then the other thing is if that the lawyer or the son run into anybody else that probably has any kinds of house problems, they're going to be like, oh my God, I know who you can call, who I feel would have a good, a good resolve for you.
Yeah.
So I think that's so huge.
Yeah. And that's what my husband explained, listen, we didn't approach them directly to sell their house. This went through a real estate agent. This was a legitimate contract. We weren't lowball. We actually had originally offered them $460 or something, and they got us, I think actually it was $495. So I think they got us up to $495. We weren't getting over on them on the greatest deal in the world. He was like, listen, we're not trying to take advantage of people. If you want to keep the house, that's fine. Just, make us whole, because we have, at that point, we did have, the earnest money plus, Liz was there. We walked through the house with my contractor and the architect, and the architect was starting to draw plans. So we had just time and money and energy into it. And then they were understanding where we were coming from, but we were like, if you want us to back out, we will back out. We're not trying to take advantage of everyone. So we definitely built some good rapport there. And like Liz said, the cool thing about it is she's a lawyer. So hopefully, she'll come across some clients that need help.
Yeah. Did you find out what kind of lawyer she is? Especially a divorce lawyer you're really in.
I don't know if she's a divorce lawyer.
Yeah.
But it's good. Also, I'm looking at the comments that Gail wrote that his mobile home fell through and he's now working on a mud hut. I don't know what a mud hut is.
I don't either, but that would have been why he needed Shelly. So why I would have sent him to her. So
I just saw, and Mia's trying to get back in.
Okay. All right. So let me find my
Mia, I let you back in. She probably walked away because she was like, this dang bitch ain't letting me back in.
Okay, so I have to laugh about this next one because okay, so you did
go back to Mia real quick. She was the first one on the accountability. Now that she's back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mia. Your thing was Mia, you had to have a coming soon completed for Vermont and something contract. So that's sold on. This is from September 16th. We haven't done it in a long time. Very bad.
Really? And I thought we've updated it since then, but
we have.
Not on my thing.
Oh.
Okay, now next though, we got to get to Louis because Louis was going to learn Spanish.
He just walked out the door.
Oh, that's coming along, Louis.
He just walked out the door.
How's he doing, Wendy? Has he learned Spanish?
Well, he signed up for Babbel. I know he's done a few. I don't think he's gotten too far, but if he'll be right back. I'll let him see if he can talk his way out of this.
Nice.
Signed up for Babbel.
Okay. I would have her just start rambling to him in Spanish and be like, yeah, you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Susan's she was going to continue to stalk absentee owners.
Yeah, I think I did that, and I didn't get much out of it. But we did go to Tucson and spent a few days in Tucson.
And how was that?
Did some marketing there, dropped some door hangers and talked to some people. But haven't done much after that because just COVID's been pretty nasty around here.
Yeah. How did your door hanging and talking to people go? Like what vibe did, okay, and I'm going to preface this by saying that, being the second largest city in Arizona, and I'll put the article in the chat. There was an article in the Phoenix Business Journal today, and it's one everybody can read. It's not a locked article, but they were talking about the next year, and it's it kind of contradicts itself throughout there, but the rise in Tucson is still going to go. It's still good. So that was good. But anyway, how was your trip down there? What did you
It was
think
really
about
good.
that?
I mean, it was good getting acquainted with the area, getting familiar with what was there and just targeting a certain area of town and kind of going, okay, this is nice. The people were pleasant that I chatted with. Drawback was we went just before election week and there was election flyers at everybody's door and signs for people, please don't bother me about voting. I've already voted or whatever,
Right.
So we decided it was kind of bad timing for that. We'll make another effort and get back down there and do it again. But
What
I think
area did you concentrate on?
it was median houses around between 240 and 300,000. Kind of an older area, a small older area of town, yeah. But it was
Anywhere near the university?
No, I wasn't that close to the university, I don't think.
Okay.
But yeah, we just kind of picked a neighborhood, said let's start here, and we just kind of drove around and got us familiar with the area. It was real good.
Oh, good. Good. All right, I'm gonna put this article in there. It'll be good. Just take a look.
Is Bill and Brooke up there for?
I think so. Hold on here 1 second. Let me get back in here. Let me just post this super quick. Oh my goodness. I got a lot
Thought
of
you
things.
forgot about us.
No, I didn't. Let me.
I'm laughing because Wendy's yelling at Louie in the background going, they're asking, how's your Spanish going, Louie? At least that's what I think she sounds like.
Okay. Bill had to finish the Tempe home and working on refi and looking for another rehab. That was
Check.
September 2nd.
Check.
All right, good. And Brooke, you weren't on there. You didn't have one.
Brooke didn't have one?
Well, she could have been the same.
You probably wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally closed Friday on our probate, finally, after what, 2 months?
We're going to close Friday on our
Is this
probate.
the new property in Central Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally got Mike to get his shit together so we could close on the Tempe home.
Yeah,
Pardon my
no,
French.
he failed on my personal refi, so I'm just gonna go back to Chase now, fucker.
Yeah, we're not gonna go through him. He needs to go learn how to communicate. And I'm sorry that I'm beating him up, but we were really pissed at him that we had to.
Wait, hold on, I'm gonna stop recording now.
That's right. I told him that he didn't communicate. In his line of business, you got to communicate.
Yeah.
Goes week after week after week after week after week after month, and
One of the worst experiences I've ever had with, I handle real estate. I mean, it was like,
great guy. I love Mike, love him to death, but I don't know if I would do business with him again.
Yeah.
And I know he's stressed and swamped too, but so don't put that in the newsletter.
No, that's
Yeah, well, but it's fair enough. I mean, that's fair enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, lesson learned. And if anybody out there is thinking about using him, do your homework first.
are we doing accountability for the next time now too? Or
Yeah, well, we
no?
can. So that was everybody, you guys. That was everybody who's on the call that had something.
Oh, wait, Louie got back. So Louie, how's
yeah.
your Spanish going?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought he knew. Cerveza, huh?
Margarita.
Cerveza con limón, por favor.
Más tequila. Yeah, well, you need to start it again. I've done that. I've started it 3 times.
That's all right. Don't give up.
First of the year to be fluent.
Yeah. No, that's Sherry's old boyfriend.
Yep, just don't give up.
By the way, I think I have a good goal for myself, Liz. So
Okay,
if you're gonna fill up accountability, this is one
Yep.
that I just thought about today.
Okay. I'm ready.
I want to get video testimonials for my website from people that I've worked with. So Mia, we can reciprocate for each other. I can make a video for your website and you can make one for me because you're the awesome agent ever. And anyway, so I was just thinking and writing a couple of people that I would like, that I've worked with to do some testimonials. Wendy
Oh,
and
did you say congratulations earlier?
what? No, on what?
Marie, me, and Wendy all won some of Sean Tiburo's.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And if you watch the whole video, he kind of explains what we won. And Marie, I'm freaking excited to see yours.
Yeah, so Sean Tiberio had a couple of giveaways based on the marketing stuff that he talked about in the websites. So, and it was so funny because I heard him say press release and I was like, I don't even know what the heck you're telling me.
I know, right?
But he explained it on the phone where basically his like SEO, blog writers that he works with, they work on putting together an article that's about me and the business and anything that I want to highlight, maybe with an upcoming event or include some information on this group or basically whatever you want. But they write it in the form of a article that would be interesting to news outlets, and then they syndicate it to about 500 to 600 news article and all of their affiliates, right? So you have all the big ones, the ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox kind of thing, where they will write this article, include some photos and stuff, and then send it all out to them. So then they can put them in their online, journals and newspapers and stuff, and have links back to my company website, which then pushes your SEO and ranking, and then gives you the ability to put on your website, as seen on NBC or on ABC or all that kind of thing. So yeah, so I am kind of super stoked to see what kind of article we're going to come up with and what it's going to be about. But he's got some good stuff. I mean, I ended up doing a private coaching call with him. Well, Liz and I did on Tuesday to talk about the website and the SEO and kind of more on how that works. And really, I think he went into good detail on explaining kind of like the brand and how the Fortune Builders older system kind of teaches you that, to have all these squeeze pages for all these specialty niches that you want to go into. But he's like, Google now really appreciates more of a brand approach. So you want to have your one main website that then has these pages built into it that talk about all of your services or all of your locations or all of your specialty niches. And
lots of tag words. They're very specific on the tag words all throughout your pages so that because Google reads everything, is what he said.
Yeah.
I had an appointment too, so I signed up for his services. So you guys can see my website when it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very specific. It's very technical. I'm really excited to see what his
How much
product
was it, Leah?
Huh?
How much was it?
It's only $500 for him to revamp the entire website and make it the way that essentially they deem Google to find successful, and then $97 a month. And from what he explained, I mean, from what I researched when I first started doing a website, it was going to be $2,500 to get anybody to set up my website, and then $250 or so a month for it to get somebody to manage it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really cheap.
yeah, the price was stupid cheap, and it seemed like he offered everything that I wanted.
Who's this with?
do you remember Sean Tiberio? He used to be
Oh yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. So with him, yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, so he has Top Results Consulting. You can find him on Facebook. And their website is, I think, topresultsconsulting.com. He only mentioned it about 17 times last week when he did the Zoom call.
Yeah, I think he's in San Diego. Well, I guess he's been in San Diego, but I think because I know he was in LA a lot, and now once he was in San Diego.
Yeah. I think he relocated to Florida now, right?
No. That's JP. That's John Paul.
Oh,
he's in LA.
He's definitely in San Diego. He was in Ohio and is out there.
Somebody else that I would recommend that's also connected to Fortune Builders is Bob McIntosh. He's a really good person, and I think his breakdown is pretty similar to that. He might be like $100 cheaper up front, but I think the 97 sounds about right with him as well.
Does he does he build the web pages?
Yeah, he does everything.
Oh, I didn't realize he did too. No, I do a lot. I've done a lot with Bob too.
Well, as a matter of fact, now that I'm back at home, let me log into a computer and I'll share some info.
Yeah.
All right.
What comes with the $97 a month hosting?
wait. Here, hold on. I'll tell
Top of my
you.
head, I don't remember, but it was like tracking and
Oh, for $97 a month, then he'll do
Okay, so that includes they do training every Monday so you're on a call with them every Monday. That's included in the $97 a month. It's also, you guys can say hi to Christian. He's checking out who the participants.
Hey, Christian.
They can all see you and hear you.
Yep.
Okay, go eat something. You can eat a snack. Go downstairs. Anyway,
I don't know what to eat.
basically his big thing was, so he is hosting the website for you. So it's not like a GoDaddy server or something like that. They're using their own servers to host it. And then all of your updated content, anything that you want to send, you just send them and they update your website for you.
For the $97 a month, you got to send him what you want done.
Right.
Whereas for $497 a month, he'll put his own stuff on there, but
add their own blogs and do other stuff for the $497. Yeah.
But like you have a new house, you have a blog, you have anything you want sent on there, you send it to them on an email and they upload it on there.
And they modify them once you send them to them to add the certain keywords, and they format it the way that Google likes to see it in order to create it to be most efficient for getting you in the front page. Essentially, the goal is they want your, I think it's called the SEO or something like that. They want everything to, when somebody Googles house for sale in Phoenix, they want you to be number one. So everything that they're formatting on there is specifically designed to attempt to make you number one.
SEO compatible. Got it.
Yeah.
Because I got a really good website designer.
Down.
She lives in the Philippines. She did my website's like a $10,000 website, and I got it for like $1,000. But they don't do that. The SEO compatibility for Google and everything. So I guess that's more pertinent for your real estate business.
And the cool thing is he'll take your existing website and then essentially, so for the $497, he takes your website, does a full analysis on it, pulls it over to his system, because mine's on WordPress right now. So he'll pull it over to his system, reformat it so that it's in the best format, but it's still all your content. Everything that's on your website relays over. So you don't lose your stuff.
Yeah.
Essentially,
I do want to preface this by saying, this is a Fortune Builders group right here. And not to get Sean in trouble, he is not with Fortune Builders anymore. And so soliciting our business is just a careful thing for him and for what we do, and taking, things away from what Real Flow or Niche Builder or whatever would be. I just want to preface that by saying that, so we're not all shooting out. And Bob McIntosh is no longer with Fortune Builders either.
Really?
So just so or the group doesn't get in trouble.
Well, this group is not managed by Fortune Builders.
No, I know, but that's just whatever happened with JJ and that. I mean, that we put that on there. I just want to be a little careful with that.
Okay. Hey, Mia, did they say what they would do when you decided, like, if you would leave their services? Can you move your website somewhere else?
So they do ask that you stay with them for at least 6 months in order for them to break even, essentially. But then if you choose to leave, they'll take your programming and send it with you.
Okay.
So that you can just re-put it on somewhere else. They said they've never had anybody leave them though. So
I'm calling
they have the capability.
Yes on that.
They haven't been doing this that long though, so.
Yeah, it's only been like a little less than a year.
Yeah.
But they've got some success stories. Like they'll show you some of the people who, they got to be the #1 search results and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I think we have 10 minutes left, so we got to get back to accountability. Right?
Yes.
So Marie, you went first. So video testimonials for website. Do you have anything else on there for I think it's going to be a while because I know you want to talk about next week if we get together. So
Yeah, so next week, hopefully anyone who's in town and can get together or is interested in getting together in person, definitely let me know or make a comment on our private group so that I can find a space for us to meet up. And then after that, we'll take a break until after the new year. So the end of the year, you know, we'll have a few weeks off from this group. Everyone can spend some time with their family during the holidays because family's the most important priority, guys. Remember, that's one of your big golf balls.
Okay, so Mia, you're first on my list. So do you want to?
Sell Lewis.
Sell
That's
Lewis.
big right now. Anyone knows? Anyone knows
Not Louis, Lewis.
Multi-family property near downtown.
Oh yeah, so that's your own. Okay, and then when do you want this website up and running? Do you want to put that on here?
Oh yeah, it should be up and, well, I've got to send in some additional docs, but probably in the next 30 to 40 days.
Website running.
So perfect. So by January, when we meet up again, it should be done.
Yep.
3 days. Okay, good. All right, Wendy, you're next.
I'm definitely, I got to do a time blocking. I've attempted that before. I wasn't successful. I'm going to try it again. So I'm going to time block, and I'm also going to, if anybody's interested in a property in Buckeye with tenants in place, I think I'm going to sell that property. So you'll probably be seeing that out in some of the groups. So we'll be putting out some feelers on that one.
Very cool. Good.
Why are you selling that one?
It's when something comes up, it's just difficult for us to take care of because it's just hard for Louis to work on stuff now.
Because he's always sick.
Yeah. So, but the tenants are really nice. They know that I want to sell, and I went ahead and signed them, had them sign another lease, another 1-year lease. And I didn't raise the rent on them, just because I didn't want to put it through that. And, I think I'm too nice to my own good sometimes.
Well, yeah, create a little flyer or info and definitely put it out there to the group.
Yeah, I'm working on, I pulled some comps yesterday. It's difficult to comp it. It's kind of weird. It's an old area of Buckeye. There's newer builds around there. But I have a pretty good idea, I think. But I might ask for it.
Okay, boom.
Okay,
I just posted the Excel file, by the way, for anyone who needs to download it off the Weekly Huddle website. So you can go there, Wendy, and go do your own time blocking calendar.
I'm going to be doing that.
Okay.
Gail, put your accountability in the chat because you're up and you're not speaking. So Susan is next.
Right now, just kind of looking to see what's going to happen next year when we get back into the market again. Time blocking is a good thing for me to start jumping into as well.
Okay. Activity. Perfect. Michelle, Uric, Carolyn, Louis. You still learning Spanish?
He's coming back.
What? Yes, I am going to start working on learning Spanish again.
We might want to make this more like, I want to learn 30 words or something. We might have to put like an actual, something definitive in this goal because you're not going to be fluent by next month.
No, but it's a specific course, I signed up for Babbel.
Babbel. Okay, so maybe a commitment to a certain number of hours on Babbel per week or something that you can commit to.
I made a commitment when I signed up for a minimum of 15 minutes a day, every day.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm gonna just put that on here just so we have
we
it.
know. So it's because, you know, if we're gonna make goals and accountability, we need to actually have it be measurable. So 15 minutes a day minimum. I like it.
Oh, man.
I'll keep an eye on it.
15. I bet you Babbel has a little report that it can show you. So we're gonna make you show us on the screen next time, Louie, how you're doing in your Babbel.
I'll just be back. Okay.
Pembroke, whatever you're separate or together.
What we're gonna do,
Well,
marketing?
we have a box of bandit signs that we've had in our garage for a year, and I've been waiting for the politicians to get done with theirs. So we need to get rid of that box, and we have a box of door knockers, and those are going to be all gone soon, and start marketing more. That's our goals.
Yeah, the flyers are a waste. They even said, I read an article the other day, it said, do not put them out, they don't work.
Well, I'm going to try it.
Wait, what was it? Don't put what
The
in?
door hangers and the bandit signs.
Even Sean said, do not put, we buy houses for cash. You know, last week he was saying that. And, you know, it's kind of, that's just tasteful, I think, now to people.
What do you guys think?
I think it varies by market.
I think so too.
All right.
Well, what I got from that comment was that everybody says that. You know, like offers, you know, say something different, offer something more interesting, you know, give them a reason to, it's like, well, you see that sign, well, everybody says that they buy for cash, you know, why should I call this flyer, this ad, you know, what
makes them unique.
Yeah, something unique.
Yeah. Like my bandit sign says Marie buys houses instead of shoes. Bill just says Marie buys houses, but it has a picture of a little high heel shoe on it, and for some reason it catches people's eye. Although I haven't put out any bandit signs in a long time. Liz, add that to my accountability.
Doesn't matter how many houses we buy, she won't stop buying shoes.
It's okay. My husband posted, he took a picture of me one day. I came home from one of the like buy one, get one sales at like the designer shoe warehouse. And I had like 5 pairs of shoes on the floor. And my husband took a picture of me, and literally right behind me was the bandit sign that said Marie buys houses instead of shoes. So he was posting it on Facebook like she's a liar. She still buys shoes. It was really funny.
Good. Okay, so who else? Because now I got to add some names. So I don't know if Kevin, you want to be on here? We can put you on here.
What's your accountability for the next time you're in this group, Kev? What do you want to be accountable for? You got to unmute yourself first. He's lounging out on my. Is that?
Yeah, my neck is bothering me. I poured that concrete with Chris for the property, and I'm a little sore today.
Oh, by the way, Bill and Brooke, this is my brother-in-law, Kevin.
Oh, how you guys doing? So,
does he live?
What I really want to look into before next week is I really want to look into the market in the Phoenix area because it's something I'm not aware of. I know the New York market, I know the Jersey market. I have a lot of friends that are in real estate and do a lot of flips in that area, but I'm not familiar with the Phoenix, Arizona area, and I'm going to be moving here in the next few months. So,
Kevin, I can highly recommend you get on join the Phoenix Business Journal.
Phoenix Business Journal.
Yeah, and then you can get emails and updates every single day. I don't know how much it costs. It's like $89 a year or something. But the information off there for real estate, for growth, for market, I mean, everything, it's everything on there. And then they also send you a really cool book of lists. Can't see myself. So, and this is all kinds of information, all kinds of companies and groups and things in there. So Get on the Phoenix, join the Phoenix Business Journal, because that
Is that like an online platform or is that like an actual?
I get a paper every once in a while, but yeah, it's online. They'll send you emails, and that's why I say every day. And now I gave, Marie can get on there and stuff, but you can read. My son is in New York. He's at NYU. He reads it every day. He knows way more happening here than I do.
Excellent. Yeah, because I need to be more acclimated with what's going on business-wise in the Arizona area. I see you guys are
and get on the phone with Mia and let her set you up on a couple of MLS searches. So Mia, I'll text both of you after this so you have each other's contact info.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely let Mia set you up with some MLS searches and start helping you. He's looking for probably an Airbnb.
Ooh.
There's a property that's like literally around the corner from my 10th Street property that we were trying to convince him to look at.
Yeah, I was creeping on it today. I walked into the backyard. I was already like planning it in my head and
Let's
checking
do
out.
it.
Yeah, sounds good.
She'll sell you Lewis too.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and Liz, I don't know if you saw this, but
is next.
Gail wrote in
She's still
here.
on there, and I don't think
I am.
you want to put something down, hon?
Yes, I think I want this year to be, or 2021 to be the year that I get my first real flip, my first real single.
You will.
Yes.
Well, that's my goal.
Excellent. So, and we can help you with that. We have people. Okay, so I think Vin got off, right? I'm not seeing him on here. I don't want to miss him. Do you see him? No.
No, I think he jumped off.
Okay, and so Gail says get sewer line to home handled and price out finishing items for home. So I'll put that on here for him. And then mine, well, I want to get our new website up and running too for Mia and for Marie and I. So new website going. And then she and I made a bunch of videos, and I need to I need to get them edited and ready to go. And so that is huge for me. So to get videos ready and so everybody. So, okay, Marie, do you want to talk then about real quick about next Wednesday night? And then
One more thing.
Yeah.
So want your board and all your aspirations everywhere you go. Vision board on your phone, so it's on your screensaver. So every time you open your phone, you see that, and the more you see it, the more it's going to happen. And they also mentioned that even though your vision might not be money, most of the things that you want have to do with money. And they said literally put like Monopoly money everywhere you look around, so you see money everywhere you are. Yeah, their own
vision board is the first thing that's on my ceiling. So it's the first thing I see in the morning, and it's the last thing I see before I go to bed.
And
it's really good. So yeah, the next time, I think you were probably at work when we did our other one. All right, so Marie, are you there?
Sorry, yeah, my computer keeps freezing on me, or keeps telling me my internet connection is poor. I'm back.
Okay.
Hey Marie,
So
when I was having internet issues, I called them to complain about it, and then magically my internet issues went away. So call and complain. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
they can do some stuff. We were having problems the other day too, so that's why I can't tell if it's you or me. Because my phone was having issues a couple hours ago too, so.
Yeah, well, I just took my phone off the Wi-Fi to make sure that I wasn't eating up my Wi-Fi bandwidth with my phone. And then I actually just switched networks because we have the regular network and the 5G network. So I just swapped.
So I did that too, yeah. It's kind of crazy. So.
All right, well, we went a little late today.
And we're gonna try and meet next week live.
Yes. So yeah, please let me know who can come. I'm thinking even, you know, if it's a spoken wheel type deal again and just a private room, you know, I would love to even get really creative and tell everyone to bring some magazines and we can do some vision boards together or something. I don't know.
Sounds good.
It might kick us out if we bring in adult magazines to the bar.
Come on, adult magazines are great. but I might have to do what so when we got together, it was the four of us. It was, you know, Mia, Liz, and Carolyn and I, and Carolyn came prepared. She had literally already went through the magazines and cut out the clips that she wanted and had them in a little Ziploc baggie. So then when she got there, it was more just about like making it look pretty or whatever, where I had to spend a lot of time, you know, going through the magazines. But
and that's where you can get stuff off the internet too, pictures. Bring in stuff.
You can print stuff ahead of time. But yeah, it would be fun if we could do, and just there, I know they have that huge table that would be perfect, that then everyone could be throwing magazines around in the middle. It wouldn't be as fun as maybe, you know, last year where we're playing, but I can bring my mini Jenga if we want to play Jenga. We played that big Jenga in the bar last year, but yeah, I really want to get together. So just let me know if you can come, so I know a good count, so we can figure out exactly where we'll meet.
We're in, Mia. Or Maria.
Kevin and his leg are in, but he's gonna be gone.
Living like I got one foot in the grave. Let's go.
One foot in the grave. Yeah, everyone. So my brother-in-law's got one robot leg, as my kids call it. And I love the fact that he literally got a tattoo. Kev, you should show everyone the tattoo that's on your other leg. Because he got a tattoo on the back of his leg, on the back of his good leg, to celebrate, you know, that he's still alive. And
well, he's got a leg up on us, huh?
He's got a leg up on you. And let's see if he can see it. Can you guys see it?
No.
It says 1 foot in the grave.
What do they do with your other leg, Kevin?
Oh, I believe they cremated it, but we had a little ceremony before they took it. I thought they were joking. I was like, yeah, all my bad luck was in that foot anyway. You could take it. And then I woke up in the morning and it was really gone. I was a little pissed off, actually, but it's behind me.
You put forward when a dog attacks you?
Yeah, I give him my strong leg.
That's right.
Just teasing.
If you guys know DJ, we know two people with one leg, so it's good.
Yeah. It's good because you know
DJ's got one of those fancy legs, Kev, though. That's like it looks like
a paper clip.
Yeah, the runner leg, or she's got the hook.
See, everybody thinks it's a disability. Not me. I get half price pedicures. I save money on socks. I don't got to worry about leg room on the airplane. I just tuck my leg under the chair and I'm good to go.
You can't buy socks that have left and right on them though, because
I don't even fold my socks. I just throw them in a big pile because I use one at a time.
Way to look at the
good sense of humor.
We love you, Kev.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome. I'm glad you guys stuck it out with us. We went a little late tonight, but we'll figure something out for next week. And then everybody have fun for the holidays and spend time with your family.
What time will it be next week?
It will probably be in that same range, 6.
Happy hour time?
Happy hour ends at 6.
Oh, should we start at 5? Do we want to start at 5?
5.
Yeah.
5 blushes in the group. Happy hour ends.
Love the blushes in the group. Yeah. I mean, especially if we're gonna end up back at
Spoken
Spoken Wheel, and happy hour starts at 5. So
Hamburger and a pitcher of beer.
yes, burger and a pitcher of beer.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
All right, cool. All right, you guys have a good night.
Yep.
Good night. Nice meeting everybody. Looking forward to this.
As long as there's less than 50 people there. We're not allowed to have more than 50 people at an event.
People show up, Mia. What the hell? Where they been?
Well, no, didn't you hear Ducey's thing today?
Oh God, no.
That's the new restriction.
think we
No,
had
I love
seven
it. I
last
love
time.
it. It made me laugh so hard. He's like, you're no longer allowed to have more than 50 people at an event.
Okay.
Okay. Sure, that's great.
That makes you feel good, Betty.
50 people.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Because you can't get COVID. You can get COVID if there's 51.
Yes.
But not 50.
Yep.
So just remember that.
Well, actually, Mia, then do you mind placing that call tomorrow and see if we can have the room for next week?
I'll call Jason. Next Wednesday, 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Will do. Maybe not right now.
Okay.
You guys next month online, I guess.
Yeah. Sometime in January.
Next month, COVID's going to be gone.
Yeah.
Right.
January 1st. January 1st, 2021, it all goes away.
Oh, yay.
Right.
No. It's not until what? January 20th is when the new president actually takes office?
21st.
21st. Okay, so January 21st, it's allowed to go away.
We're going to build back better. Woo, woo,
My
woo,
birthday's the 17th. It's going away January 1st.
Yep.
I wish.
All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.